What's up, guys? Down here on the Las Vegas Strip. What I was gonna do was I was gonna interview a few people on asking them different questions like, what is inflation? What is Bitcoin? What is precious metals? What are their thoughts about what's going on in the economy? And I've asked about, I'm not joking, about 15 people, and all of them said no. And I know why too. I asked them if they wanted to be on YouTube, and the reason they said no is because there's a lot of people out here soliciting on the Strip. And I should have thought about that before I came down here. So I decided, what the heck, let's make a video while I'm down here on the world famous Las Vegas Strip. How you doing, sir? So what's going on right now? I guess Ron DeSantis is running for president. He's gonna announce that today on Twitter with Elon Musk. I'm hearing, I've heard this a few times, that he was gonna announce and then he didn't. I really like Ron DeSantis, but he's made some serious mistakes. And it's too late for him, man. You know what I mean? Unless he has some kind of backdoor plan that he plans on being the vice president, that might work. But to try to outright try to compete with Donald Trump, that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Especially the mistakes he's made early on when Trump was at Mar-a-Lago and those, you know, Trump was getting indicted and all that, and the way he was acting about it and stuff like that, and trying to, you know, basically trying to diss Trump and stuff like that. That's not going to work for him. And I know Trump tried to diss him too, but he's just made some, to me, in my opinion, he's made some critical errors, and Donald Trump is just far ahead in a way, too far ahead. You know what I mean? Also, what's going on is Bitcoin, silver, gold, platinum, all that stuff down. Meanwhile, the dollar's up. I'm not sure what happened with that. Honestly, I just buy more when it goes down. I know you guys do too. We're living in very interesting times, to say the least. You know what I mean? I appreciate a couple of donations I got yesterday. Thank you so much for those. But we gotta keep this stuff going, man, and we gotta fight for our freedom out here. And I see all these people down here partying and spending their money and stuff like that. Or their money, you know, and money they think they have. And it's they don't have a clue what's going on. No clue. Because I did talk to a few people, and they didn't want me to. They didn't want me to record them. And when I asked them, hey, I'd like to, you know, do a YouTube video and like, well, you know, interview you, and what's it about? And then I asked them some of the questions off camera, and they had no idea what I was talking about. They don't know what Bitcoin is. They have no idea about precious metals. They don't know about inflation. They don't know what fiat currency is. They don't know what a bank run is. I've actually asked a few people about that. Here's I did one on camera. Take a look. All right, guys, got my first kiss here. What's your name, sir?
Sonny.
Sonny. Where you from?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, okay. We're out here in Las Vegas Strip. Just got a couple questions real quick. Do you know the term fiat currency? You ever heard of that? Okay. What about Bitcoin?
Yes.
Okay. What is Bitcoin in your estimation?
It's digital currency. They're trying to use it. Another option for money, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Do you hold any Bitcoin right now?
No.
Okay. What about precious metals? You know anything about precious metals? Okay. What is inflation? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's when something that was $1 a year ago and today is $2. They say the exact thing.
Yes. And how do you feel about inflation right now in 2023?
I was getting outrageous. They're trying to suffocate everybody.
Yes. So what causes inflation? Do you know what causes it?
No.
Okay. You ever heard the term a bank run? What is a bank run? Okay.
Well, bank run with businesses. At the end of the day, whatever money they make, just take it to the bank.
Okay. And last question, what are the best investments for the year 2023 in your opinion?
Real estate and land. Land probably number one.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, sir. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. Now, I'm not doing this to make fun of this man. It's just, it is what it is. We are taught through a fiat lens. And the people that teach us this stuff is basically part of the cabal the public school system is absolutely terrible. I also seen a clip today on I forget what that show is called, Whoever or something, or whatever it is. I forget what it's called. This show right here. That they were arguing about, you know, what a man and a woman was and stuff like that. Let's take a look. Look at this.
Like, you don't understand, like, the chemical makeup of people and their hormones or their hormone imbalances and, like, what happens in the body is organic. Like, you can't tell me that there's enough science to prove that. That's just so
that
there's
an
no
XX
science.
chromosome is female and XY is male.
Yeah.
But, like, who cares? Like, everything
I
that is
care if
female and
men
male.
are coming in and taking away civil rights achievements that
Yeah,
we've
or
won
coming
over
into my
time.
prisons.
Yeah,
that
and raping
doesn't-
women in prison.
Well, men aren't coming into.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Yes.
They 100%
They're winning our
are.
championships.
Look into
But then
Washington
to
State
go in-
prisons.
I like cannot. Sorry, I'll let you talk, but I cannot condone
Grape.
like
Okay.
just saying that men are coming into our life as women when transgender women experience so much abuse.
All right, we're not
As well
we're not
as
talking
women.
about that. But basically, what you're saying is that men
Like who
are
sorry.
better women than women. Is
Yeah.
what you're saying?
I'm-
Based.
and
I'm
my-
just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
My whole thing is that feminism is not protecting women in this day and age, and the actual erosion of our civil rights that I'm seeing unfolding through the transgender movement, there's very few feminists that
Yeah,
stand
the
up against
patriarchy
that.
wins again.
Yeah, exactly. I just find the entire movement overall extremely counterproductive for women and very toxic.
But do you think
Really?
that means that we just have to, you can't just like eliminate the idea that like there is that movement going on for like people who are transgender to, you know, do things like sports. Like we can't deny that that's happening. So if it's, I feel like it can't just be that we either accept that or we don't, but what about, you know, finding solutions that everybody can agree with? Do you think that that's possible, that's supportive of everybody, that everyone would be comfortable with?
I have extreme compassion and empathy for people who struggle with gender dysphoria and that they do not like the bodies that they're in. I
Okay.
have extreme empathy and compassion for that, but that just because someone feels that way does not mean it's true. If an anorexic person is telling you that they hate their body, they look in the mirror every day and they're like, I'm fat. A doctor does not prescribe them diet pills. It's the same way. We should be teaching people that the body we're born in is the right body. God does not make mistakes. You have a beautiful body and you should embrace that and you should love yourself for who you are. And regardless, you can't biologically and physically transition into a different gender. And so, like I said, I have
You
extreme
think Jesus
compassion.
really cares about whether or not you're transitioning? Is there one time in the Bible where Jesus
Many
sat-
times. He made them man and woman.
Where did Jesus say that? Jesus came to forgive and spread love, like for
Jesus
society.
died for our sins to live in his honor. And
Jesus
also-
died for
and
our
live
sins
by
for
him.
so much. There's nowhere in the
Genocide.
Bible where Jesus
Jesus
said
said
that.
man
What
and
happened to
woman.
dating?
Yeah, but then
happened to
Jesus
dating,
came.
guys?
Jesus warned us about being too religious. So
happened to
going through and
dating?
saying he made us man and women,
It's not religious.
like
It's not
I
religious.
cannot even
it's,
believe you
it's
said that.
biological reality. It's women are born with XX chromosomes and they
Okay.
can have children, the bear pregnancy for the most part, and men are born with XY chromosomes and they have complete different bone density, body structure. They have different sexual reproductive parts. It's reality. And so by leading people down this false road that they can actually change their gender when it's not physically or biologically impossible, I think is cruel and medical malpractice.
I can
Oh my
say-
God.
No, I can say that.
oh my god, okay.
Now you see how mad she's getting and how, like, she just can't believe that this woman actually thinks what a woman and a man should be. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Keep listening.
You know, a man maybe feeling feminine or feminine energy and them dressing up or whatever, that's fine. But I could say I do agree with you on the part where the medical part, because a man taking estrogen is like so just weakens their body and is really bad for them at the end of the day. And I personally don't know too much about it, so I can't say, but I would say medically it's not really.
I'm
it's
fine with
smart
men
for
liking
you.
traditionally
I can't believe
feminine
you just
things.
said
Because
that.
no, at the end of the day, most transgenders that transition fully, like their bottom part, do commit suicide.
They
Yeah, no,
have
that's true. It's
infections.
statistic.
They do.
You are
It's-
statistically
yeah.
more likely after
They
you
do.
transition.
I'm totally
to
okay
That's
with
why
them
I
feeling
think
like a
that's why I
woman,
think the
that's
gender roles
fine.
are fucking bullshit. If anything, it's about gender roles. Like what about okay, so me being about a baby woman, okay, whatever. Everything else about woman is a gender role.
well,
It's a
transgenderism,
fucking gender
that's
role.
exactly
and it's like
what's-
if you're gonna sit here and
gonna
talk
change
about
your
people
religion
That's
into
who
a
exactly it.
genuinely
When we're supposed to have babies.
struggle more than other people.
That is what's
because
ironic
that's
about
how their emotions
transgenderism.
feel.
Let's not yell
Wait,
here.
this is what's
I'm not
ironic.
trying to scream at you, but it's just like it just feels stupid to me
Wait,
to sit here and be like, okay, you're mutilating your body. You can be a transgender woman and not touch your freaking
Okay, but
genitals.
what's-
I don't care. Like my pussy's a dick. I can say whatever the fuck. I can believe and have whatever the fuck I want. It's
what's-
their words.
That's delusion.
What's ironic
Okay,
about
okay.
transgenderism is
I'm not
it
like my pussy's a
cements
dick, but like my
the
vagina
exact gender roles
and whatever gender that associates
liberals
with
are
is my
fighting
choice.
against. So the whole whole thing is if a man likes
My
stereotypically
bad, I shouldn't have
feminine
said my
things,
pussy's a dick,
then
but,
he
like,
becomes
I'm
a
pissed
woman.
off.
That is cementing gender roles and saying, like, example, when I was little, I liked traditionally masculine things. I liked sports. I didn't want to wear a skirt. I wanted to wear shorts. That didn't make me any less of a woman. And so
Okay.
that's what I find so regressive about transgenderism, is that cementing archaic and stereotypical gender roles and telling people that they can be whoever they want to be, but that doesn't make them less of a man or less of a woman.
But I
Well,
think
why does
also
it
if you're
matter?
bringing,
Like-
you brought God.
It matters because they're coming in, like I said,
They're coming
there's
into our
civil
lives.
rights.
Okay.
People
They're
are
dying. Yeah, people are dying.
And there's very high suicide rates.
But also, I
It's-
think it's important to acknowledge that you brought God into this conversation, and I completely respect, and I think a lot of people respect your right to practice your religion, to have your beliefs, but then you also have to respect someone's
But
right
these aren't
to
my
disagree.
religious. I do have religious beliefs, but it's
it's a
aside from
projection
religious.
of religious
No,
beliefs
it's
as
not.
well.
It's a
I
it's
like
a,
your
it's a
engineer.
projection of what I believe is biological reality that's existed since the start of humankind.
But then
This
why
is
does
gonna
it
be
why
fun.
if we're not talking about like how it's coming into like our sports and things like that, I'm saying there's other alternatives for compromise that I believe are possible. Maybe we haven't found them yet, but ways that we can all coexist peacefully.
Agreed.
And so, but to deny the experiences of people with gender dysphoria, I think
I don't
it's
think she's
being
denying
ignorant.
anybody's experience. I think that she is just merely saying that this is a mental illness, and
Oh,
to
God.
treat it as anything other than that is a disservice to those people.
Yes, it's
because
cruel.
you are telling them a delusion. You're filling into a delusion, and I know that there are some people who do experience gender
I'm sorry.
dysphoria
I wish I
who
was
do
wearing,
walk
like, I
lighter
wish
in
my
life
tits were
after
fucking out so I
medical
could have an
and
opinion on this. Not
social
really,
transition, but. I think that for the majority of it, if we look at the statistics and the only long-term study,
I can't take the redirect from that conversation. I just have to make a statement and say, you guys aren't even entitled to that opinion.
Yes, we are.
yes,
It's
we
a
are.
free
I think
country.
I'm
It's First
entitled to
Amendment
say
rights.
that.
Okay,
But
you're
it's a topic for a
you guys are just like, wow, like it's just sad to me that there are people who can like think that way and like feel that way. And I know that you think that it's a mental disorder, but people are like transgender people
And
struggle so much more than regular people.
100%.
Is this
There's so
TOS?
much science on like
Just to answer the question,
Yes.
would you date S fans?
No, I would not.
I don't know
He
him.
looked like a
No,
nice
but
guy.
I
I'd
get what
party
you're
with
saying,
him.
too.
Go
Please
to
just let
rave.
me like stand up for like transgender people.
No, we're
Right
redirecting
now.
the conversation. So, would you date him? What's up?
I just think it's wrong. Like to like
Not
to
finish the
segue. I mean, like I
At
don't
the
know
end of the
him.
day-
Sure, like
well,
I don't
at-
fucking care at this point.
At the end of the day, that conversation, like everyone's gonna have their own opinion. We're not gonna agree. You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna ever.
Yeah,
we're not
I
gonna
agree.
get anywhere.
And I,
mean,
when
it's
I,
like
when I
when
use
you're
the word
right. It's so
disease,
bad.
I think
I want you
Vicky-
to know that like I really don't think that they're like some disgusting like it's like
No.
wrong.
Yo,
It's
shut
like-
up. I've redirected the conversation. Answer the question.
I just said I don't know him. If he's sweet, sure, but like, why can't I sit here and talk about it? I mean,
You
it's your
re-
podcast.
redirected it.
Because I've chosen to redirect the conversation. You can either accept that or you can leave. Your choice.
Yeah, for people out there who like are listening to this,
Get up.
I'm literally
Get up.
about to
Get
leave.
out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Get out.
I'm out. And you got to say get out to me, but like,
Peace
y'all
out.
are fucked up.
Peace out.
This is Sparta!
See ya.
I'm so glad he kicked her off. And let me tell you this, right? I am all about freedom of speech, but what I'm getting ready to say is going to be a little bit controversial. I guess I'm not all about freedom of speech when it comes to this stuff, because I don't think someone should be free to tell children that men and women are not the biological things that God created us to be. You know what I mean? I don't think you should have the freedom of speech to do that. Also, I don't think certain people should be able to vote. I think there should be a criteria, just like a driver's license or some kind of, you got to have, you can't just get in a car and drive. You have to take a test, you have to do a road test, you got to study for the 5-hour course or whatever, and all these things. I think you should have some kind of qualification to be able to vote. And saying that a man is a woman and a woman is a man and there is no difference and all this crap. I don't think those people should be able to vote if they don't fit the criteria. I'm sorry, I don't believe in full freedom of speech when it comes to, because you can't go on an airplane and say certain things on an airplane. You know what I'm talking about. So is that taking away freedom of speech? The reason why you can't say that is because you don't want to endanger people's lives. Well, this stuff right here is endangering people's lives. Putting these kind of books in schools when Ron DeSantis says we're not going to put these books in anymore. I absolutely love Ron DeSantis as a governor, but anytime the cabal and the leftoids and all that are trying to censor you and tell you, because the NAACP, like I said yesterday, is trying to tell black people that it's dangerous for us to go to Florida. I guess Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat, I guess they need to leave too. I guess all the black people, all the professional athletes, all the professionals. By the way, Florida has the number one state in black businesses. So you tell me. So when they start trying to stop that kind of stuff, he's on the right path, and I love him as a governor. I just don't think right now is his time to be president. But definitely some freedom of speeches should be stopped as far as endangering people's lives. And what's going on here is we got to fight. When I talk about Jerry loves freedom, it ain't just about money and about the Constitution and stuff like that. That's a big part of it. But another big part of it is we have to wake these people up and let them know that we're not going to change this world over. We're not going to, because I see the world over as far as like all this evil stuff. This is evil versus good, right? When you have a company like Target doing what they're doing. Have you heard about Target, by the way? If you haven't, take a look.
Tonight, Target is removing some items from its LGBTQ Pride collection after threats and what the company describes as, quote, volatile circumstances. Fox 11's Ed Laskos live with reaction tonight. Ed.
And no doubt about it, Target is a retailer very much in damage control tonight, admitting confrontational behavior aimed at its team members, its workers inside its stores, creating volatile circumstances like the exploding thread on social media calling for an outright boycott of Target. Watch.
There's no coming back from this, Target. You have dug a grave. You are dead. You are buried. You are finished. It is over.
From TikTok, just some of the social media backlash making Target stores the latest target in a consumer boycott. The uproar centers around an LGBTQ controversy and the June Pride Month displays in Target stores nationwide. There are new Pride items bringing controversy, from tuck-friendly bathing suits for transgenders to mugs with the slogan gender fluid, to other more controversial Pride merchandise now out from a European designer that expresses satanic views. Check out this t-shirt. See its slogan there. It reads, Satan respects pronouns. That, along with other merchandise showing skulls and horns, all igniting a consumer firestorm.
You signed a designer who worships and believes in Satan, who is all things evil, and once you do that, you have taken love out of the equation.
Social media outrage. That's just some of the explosive tweets here. And this one says, Target also sells tuck-friendly bathing suits for children in the Pride section. It all has corporate leaders at Target now holding emergency meetings, wanting to avoid the type of backlash that hit Bud Light, sending its sales plummeting when beer drinkers staged a boycott, refusing to buy or even drink the beer after Bud Light used a transgender influencer in its promotional campaign. It's all now forcing Target into damage control, downsizing its Pride selection in some stores while moving the Pride display to the back of other stores, all leaving Target's corporate leaders to downplay the controversy, saying, quote, when we think about purpose at Target, it's really about helping all the families, and that all word is really important. But to the retail giant, what's really the most important of all just might be how it plays out on social media, where upset consumers have the power to drive a boycott.
And now you will not get a dime from me, and you're going to lose more than just one customer. You're going to lose billions. Billions. Bye-bye.
Okay, so if we can boycott Bud Light for putting a transgender on a can of beer or a bottle of beer or whatever, which is good, I'm glad they did that. We should definitely be coming out in droves when it comes to Target, because they're literally, and pun intended, targeting kids. And this is evil, man. This is absolutely evil, man. So I'm just watching all these people walk by, and again, I've talked to a few of them off camera. They didn't want to be on camera because honestly, they don't want to be solicited, and a lot of them just don't want to look stupid. And I'm not saying the young man that I talked to earlier didn't want to look stupid, but I had to damn near twist his arm for me to turn the camera on. But I asked him, I said, is it okay? He said, yeah. So it's not his fault. It's just that that's what we're taught. Before 2020, I didn't even know about all this stuff that was going on, and I'm dedicating my life to it. Imagine just a regular person, the 90-something% of people that don't know. And it's our job to wake them up. Again, it is not just about precious metals and Bitcoin. The Constitution is a big thing. Our freedom of speech is a big thing, because they're taking that away from us. I listened to John F. Kennedy read the the Declaration of Independence.
When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Let me tell you something, that brought a tear to my eye, because I'm very familiar with the Declaration of Independence. That document has set off a lot of things, and it inspired me. I know I talk about the Constitution a lot, but if it wasn't for the Declaration of Independence, there wouldn't have been a Constitution. There wouldn't have been all these revolutions going around the world that happened. The French Revolution wouldn't have been the Revolutionary War here in America. We wouldn't have had Martin Luther King and all these other people stand up. I don't know what I want to call it. I do want to do a new declaration, because when you read off what the great Thomas Jefferson wrote in that book, and those brave 56 men that signed that document, and Benjamin Franklin was famously quoted saying, hey, we're going to hang together or we're going to hang separate. Either way, we're going to hang. I'd rather us hang together. And when you have a document like that, it inspires you, because when Thomas Jefferson wrote it, what did he write? He wrote all the grievances, and then he wrote what the king was doing. And it was a lot of things.
The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good.
It's not just a 2% tax on the tea and all that. There was a lot of things going on.
He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained. And when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them.
And if I had to list everything I could do, I can just enter in, instead of saying the king, just say Brandon and that administration and that regime.
He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish their right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only.
And how tyrannical or the tyranny they're bringing, I always have a hard time with that word, and just enter in everything that they've done. And we've talked about it at length on this channel, and this is why I'm out here doing this, because I'm gonna fight to my dying death, man. You know, they're trying to make women stronger, because remember the feminist movement, they wanted to make women stronger so that you know, they can fight against the men, and then the men weaker, so that men can't stand up and fight, because men always fight the battles and the wars and stuff like that. And so that's what they were doing on purpose. But now it was all about feminism. And I told everybody the feminism is a bunch of crap. Of course we love women. Women are so important in this world, so important. But to show them that they're just like a man, that's not the way to go. So when the feminist movement first happened, I knew it was some BS. And then what happened? The Transformers came around, and that's even more of a divisive thing to do in here in America and around the world. So guess what took a backseat to the Transformers? You guessed it, the feminist women. And now even them, you got the leftoids fighting and arguing with each other, because women are not important to them anymore. You know, it's all about the transgenders.
I take you to Dublin, California, where over the weekend in the 1,600-meter race, a girl, an actual girl named Adeline Johnson came in fourth. She's an actual girl. If she had not had a run against a trans girl, meaning a biological boy, she would have been in third place, and she would have made it to the next round, which is the state championships. Unfortunately, they made her run against a biological boy who's a junior in high school, so that means 15 or 16 years old. So that is definitely in the midst of potentially past boy puberty. And so not surprisingly, that biological boy, who goes by the name of Athena Ryan, won. That person came in second and stole the place of Adeline Johnson, who deserved to go to the state championships. You can see it here. Number 2 is the biological boy, trans girl. Number 4 is the girl who will not be going to the state championship. And you can see she gave a thumbs down to somebody off camera.
By the way, they don't give a shit about transgenders. They're just doing that to cause division. Anything you can do to divide this country, it'll do it. Nothing, in my opinion, is higher up on the hierarchy than a tiny small fraction of the population. By the way, these transformers, nobody separates us more than them, and we got to stand united, or we'll fall together. And we got to do that, guys. We got to do that. And it's not about arguing with these people. It's about shaking them and waking them up and saying, "Hey, you're being fooled. They're just trying to distract you, divide you, and then conquer us. In the meantime, they're stealing our money. They're stealing our thoughts." And they're trying to steal the most important things that we have as our freedom. And they're trying to steal the children's innocence. They don't even want kids to be innocent anymore. They want kids to go to strip clubs now. They wouldn't want them to go to a regular strip club where women are. They want them to go to a strip club where those transformers are. And we got to fight against that, man. And there's people out here that literally think that's okay. They prey on the weak. The GS, Mr. GS and his son and the rest of these people, they prey on the weak side, because the left side of the party, and Michael Franconi said this better. I think that's his name, the former mobster. He said the reason why the old mobsters would pay off the Democrats is because they're easy corruptible. They're more easier to corrupt.
Mob guys are always Democrats, and the reason is because they were easier to corrupt. So, we're all with Democrats.
Why are they so much easier to corrupt?
They just were.
Willing to take more money?
They just were.
They have no backbone? What is it?
I can't explain it because we didn't get involved with Republicans. They were all Democrats in New York, and we got involved with them. But I'm in the hole, and I'm listening to Rush Limbaugh, and I'm saying, you know what? I think I'm a conservative because I agree with a lot of the things this guy is saying. And that's how I became, that's when I realized I was conservative. It was from Rush.
They'll take money. I'm not saying Republicans don't either. They do too. But they're more conservative, and some of them won't. Like the America First ones, I don't think they can be bought. I mean, I don't think anybody can be bought, but to a certain extent. Some can be easier bought and do more work for less bribery and blackmail and stuff like that. And so when you got the combination of people that want to be evil and run the world, pay off the left and the right, some of them, and then have the weak-minded people that vote on that side, who are more than likely a little bit more poor and stuff like that, because mostly, you know what it is, the mostly people that vote left are poorer and don't have the means and stuff as people who are conservative and things like that on average. And then they keep them weak-minded and stupid and dumb, and prey on that ignorance. And then what do? Well, we'll help you. That's what the government says. We'll help you. We'll give you money, and we'll give you free stimulus checks, and we'll give you food stamps, and we'll give you Section 8, and we'll pay your rent. And hey, you don't have your parents both together. If you only have one parent, and you have more kids, we'll give you more money, and making us unproductive and making us into a socialist society. We can't have that, ladies and gentlemen. So we need to wake these people up. Everybody needs to go and earn something, earn your freedom, earn your spot here financially. And God doesn't like lazy people, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm rambling now. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I'm distracted by all these people walking by. I'm really distracted by some of these kind of people. But hey, they're out here making money. You know what I mean? I can't get mad at them for that. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Am I crazy? Way off target? Let me know. All right. I love each and every one of you. God bless you and your family. And God bless this country, man. God bless this country. Thank you so much, and I love each and every one of you. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love.
That all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of a right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.